Okay, so where to start? I don't even know. It's not like I have anything real magnificent or anything, just like the same old stuff. Last night, though, was weird. It was weird as can be. For one thing, it felt weird. Like I kept seeing things I kept seeing things all over. There kept being crashes in the kitchen. And I don't know what it is. Like, there seems to be certain places in my house where just this energy, like, I don't know if it gets trapped or if it lingers or what the hell is going on. But definitely, I felt like there was aggression last night, whatever it was. And you know, what's trippy too is like I've talked about this before, but you can have things hanging and it kind of like they can go in and shield themselves. Like they can blend in and look like something that's there. And so in your mind, you keep thinking, oh, there's a coat hanging there. But really, it's not a coat hanging there. It is an entity blending into the scenery. And you can tell, like, if you are paying attention, you can see it like move. You can see that the movement. Like, I don't know how to explain it, because I think a lot of people don't have that same awareness or something. But so anyways, it was weird. So then I decided, I was going to go to bed. And most of the time I'll just ignore these energies, these entities, you want to call them whatever you want to call them, demons, a lot of it. See, I don't think of it as just being demons who know that they are trying to commit evil and doing all of that kind of stuff. Because a lot of that energy is just, it's just energy that's out there looking for something to attach to what feels good to it. And, it, I don't know how to, especially like down here in these lower vibration kind of places. There's a lot of this just energy. And so I was, I was going to go to bed and stuff. And so I started getting ready for bed. And I felt like I was being like attacked. Like it was just this constant negative shit coming into my head. And I was just like, fuck off. At first, it's crazy too, because sometimes you won't recognize it. And you'll start talking back to it. You'll start thinking back to what it is that's coming in. So you'll start having a conversation. Then you have to catch yourself and go, wait a minute. This is bullshit. Don't be bringing me your negative shit. Fuck off. And so then, I was doing that, just telling it to go away. And it just kept continuing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. And Stella got really uncomfortable. And she hadn't been getting uncomfortable, but she was acting like, that she had to stay next to me. She had to stay in the bedroom. And so she got up because she was sleeping on her bed. And she got up. The bed that is this is way too big for my house. It's so crazy how big this bed is. But so she goes out and she comes into the bedroom and she's going to come in there and lay with me. And so I was, doing all the stuff that you do before you go to bed. So I went in and I laid down, and then she got up and she came out. But I kept seeing figures. I kept feeling presence. I kept hearing just a lot of negative, a lot of mental interruption, like just like trying to keep me unsettled or something, trying to get me to focus on something negative or something. I don't know how to explain it. It was weird. And so I got up and I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to lay in here. I mean, it felt creepy. So I came out and I laid on the couch and just went to sleep out there. And I think I was asleep, I don't know, maybe an hour or something, but all night long. Well, before I even went to bed, after all of this attack was happening, this is when Stella got up and came out, because we were both laying in there and it was just like I felt very attacked. So I was like, okay, fuck this. And I got up and I started doing smudging the whole house. I was doing sage all over. And while I was doing it, I was thinking, this is kind of like us, in our primitive state of mind, think like this is effective, like this is going to do something. And I was, saying universal law, you have to leave my space. This is my space. You have to go and stuff like that. And I was thinking, this is kind of, primitive. What we do when we think that we're being invaded on by some other entity. Thinking, does this even really work? Like, is this just something we come up with? And so I still did it. I still smudged the whole house and stuff. I still told it to get out. And, I was just as aggressive as it was. And I was thinking, the thing that was getting me, because it was like really big and it was really dark. And I felt like it wasn't just hiding. It was like coming towards me a lot. Like it was kind of like, it felt like it was kind of like laughing at me or something. It was weird. And then, so after that, and I came out and I laid on the couch. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to be back there and have it, I'm trying to go to sleep and it's just harassing me. I'm going to stick close to Stella because I do believe in these spiritual guardians and stuff like that. So she, and I don't know if it is that, the dogs just have an awareness of other energies and stuff, because I've definitely seen her barking at stuff that I can't see. And so anyways, the whole thing was, as I started thinking, these men in black are now, even if you listen to that John Shirka, these TLS, these groups, we've got all these groups, these overseers that are not, they're overseeing us. They're controlling us. That's the only thing they're overseeing. They're not overseeing the corporation. They're overseeing us to control us. And so I was thinking, and a lot of them, like they have, the CIA and stuff has people with certain abilities that can, astral project, and they can come into our space and come in like aggressively, like, I don't know, but that's what it felt like. And I was like kind of weirding myself out. And it seemed like once I became aware of, like, this could be men in black policing, like, have they started figuring out who some of us are, and they are attacking us from the astral? Like, I don't know. It's so hard to know all of this stuff because, you're like bouncing between two worlds. And the world that you are going between is so much of it is inside of here. And so, and they've done such a campaign of creating, crazy people who live in an illusion and stuff like that. Like right now, they're putting it out there. I think the U of N is putting it out there that this stuff about conspiracy theorists, we're the enemy of the people. We're the ones who need to be taken down. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get to the point of aggressively taking us down, but I definitely think that astral attacks is right up their sleeve. So, and it felt super intense last night. Like, it was really tripping me out. And I was up most of the night. Like, there was just this chaotic energy. It was like it wouldn't let me sleep or something. It was so weird. And I kept hearing things, and I would come out, and then Stella would just be laying there asleep. And I was like, what in the fuck? And I came out one of the times, and I look over. I'm like, I'm going to see what time it is, because I feel like I've been laying in here for days now. And I come out, and it's 2, 3, 4. And then so I was like, okay, because I think, they're always showing, they speak to you through numbers, and 2, 3, 4 is showing an alignment. It is a confirmation. It is showing you that they're there with you, And I do call on, my protectors to pull in and protect me and, surround me and all of that stuff. But I don't know. It was really weird. And I don't know if we're going to just keep being under attack. I know some people have been under attack for a long, long time. And it's weird because I feel like this other thing, like, it's just weird because, like I said, you know, outside, like you can see the fog. It's so fucking thick. And it's so eerie outside. Like you just feel the death. Like you're being hit with pine needles nonstop. There's these weird gnats flying around because there's not enough spiders to kill them. There's no spider webs. Like I'm pretty sure that I have 3 spiders in my yard, and I can go out and point them out where they are. And you know, usually there's, I don't know, I would say there's probably 1,000 spiders in my yard. Like they're everywhere. And now there's hardly any. And there's no birds. It's just kind of this quiet, eerie feeling. Like it just feels like death. And, you know, there's no playfulness. There's no squirrels playing and stuff. And so, and I don't know, there's something, is the dome getting closer, making all noises louder, or am my ears changing? Because some noises are becoming so extremely loud to me. It's weird. And so you have all these noises like outside of these men working around here, you know, because I don't know, that house building thing. So I guess there was a lot of noise over there yesterday, but the HOA had asked me to come up and talk to him about this barbecue that we're supposed to be having, which, you know, there's a lot of stuff to say about that. But anyways, I was on a rant, and I told her I may be moving. This is some bullshit. I went through the whole thing, like come in and just put 300 more houses in Whatcom County's allowing this and stuff. This is some major bullshit, what's going on. And she said that, and I said about these giant trucks going on the roads, and I said, you know, it's really concerning too, is because the other HOA president, she had made it such a big thing about our roads. We are in big trouble with our roads, and she is a geologist, and she was like, well, you've got to do the roads. And then an excavator moved in next door, and he said, the roads are so bad, like, you're going to have to redo all the roads. Like, you're talking millions of dollars to redo these roads. And she keeps getting the same information. So when I was on the board with her, so it was a big thing. So I know these big giant trucks driving by is a problem. And anyways, I guess there's a lawsuit going now. They're not supposed to be driving by. And so now our HOA is battling with them because they aren't supposed to bring these trucks into our neighborhood. And they keep bringing these giant trucks. But the whole thing, I mean, we're in like, it is like a jackhammer down in New York City situation. And we live out here in the forest. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just so irritating. And all of this stuff with the barbecue, like we haven't been able to find a band that can do it. The food trucks don't want to do it. So it's just down to a regular barbecue. But then the future plans, you know, I want to get flea markets going, music and dancing and, you know, community gathering stuff, what used to work, what used to bring communities together. We need to bring that stuff back. We need to pay attention to what was working in the past and bring that into the future. And so I told her, you know, I'm not going to sell my house. I'm going to rent it out or something. I'm not going to be here all the time. You know, I don't even know if I'll be here to do next year's, because this is some bullshit. I don't want to live like this. And I've been saving all these boxes, and it just, you know, all of a sudden I was just saving boxes instead of breaking them down and stuff. And I know that is just in preparation. I feel like I'm definitely leaving here. I don't know when, you know, that's the thing when you are manifesting or putting your intention out there of what it is you want. Like, you don't know exactly when something's going to happen. You just have to be open to it happening. And, you know, another thing too, this guy on TikTok that I follow, he has gone down, I don't even know, I wasn't following the whole story. I just saw a bit this morning because he got up really early and was doing it, and it was right when I picked up my phone, so he was doing it just then. So I saw what he was saying, and his friend had bought a boat, and so then they went way down to pick up this boat, and they're traveling through the river system to bring this boat from, I don't know, it seems like it's 2 or 3 states away, and traveling this river system to get the boat to Alabama. And it is this beautiful boat. It was like really cool looking boat. And anyways, that is what I want to do. I want to get I wanted more of a houseboat. This was definitely one you would sleep on. It was like, I don't know, maybe it looks like a small yacht or something. I don't know how all the boats are classified, but it definitely looks like a sportier kind of boat than a houseboat. But I want to get something where I can, well, I did like this boat because you could travel around a lot. Houseboat wouldn't be the same. So I did like that. So I do want a boat that has a bedroom that could travel, because I do think there is going to be something with the water, and it will be a lot easier to travel on a boat. So that's just my own thing. And I saw something about, so 2024, this person was sharing this footage. So 2024, this was saying they're hiding because there's supposed to be this big event that's going to happen, this cataclysmic event is supposed to happen in 2024, and that's what they're trying to hide. I don't know, but I don't know about the date, but anything, I mean, I know they're trying to hide this cataclysmic event. They're trying to market it, campaign it, these cycles that are happening. They're trying to create climate change so they can make money off of it, to the end. We're going to make it to the end. And that they, and it's part of keeping us distracted. This is so crazy too, is yesterday I was on TikTok and I was, just going through. I've got a specific thing I'm like looking for lately. So I'm just kind of like, as soon as someone starts talking up, listen, And so this one, though, it threw me because when I got to it, it was showing footage of something in like Vortex. You would remember if you've been watching all these, because I remember on my old TikTok, and I got all super paranoid, and I was like holding up cards with words on them because I was like, you can't say these words. You can't say these certain things. There's certain places and things you're not allowed to talk to about. And one of them was that gorgeous, mad, backwards. And so I was talking about that. I was showing footage in there as a guy that you're not allowed to even say his name. And if they hear his voice, it's like they've got voice recognition of this guy, and they'll take him down. And he was talking about this footage, and he was sharing it, and I had got it off of Nina's, and he was showing the footage of what was happening with that waterway as it went down, and it was destroying all of these cities along the waterway. And that got me taken down off of, there's 3 videos that got me taken down. One was showing the stars up close, where you can see, like I said, it looked like people dancing. It was energy. It's what we are. It's what we are really if we're out of this avatar situation. And so I was showing that got taken down several times. Like I kept trying to redo it. I was like, this has got to be a mistake. Why would this be a problem? But no, it's a problem. And also this one had me taken down. And then the other one was something else about, I don't know if it was about giant, it was definitely, about alien stuff and consciousness. So, and then I was crystal clear of the things they were trying to hide. But it was weird because I saw the footage that I had already shared a year before, and it's on the news now. And these people are sharing it like, look what's happening. Oh my God, this is happening. And it's all these dams all over the place, all happening at once. Like, so then I was like, at first I was like, what in the time warp bullshit is this? Like, it really tripped me out because it's not CERN. It's not a Mandela effect. It's manipulation and it's control. It's manipulating our minds, our information. It's showing what they want to show when they want to show it. And you go back from there, like the certain things we know, like HRC, I'm sure she died from the guru when she was hauled off in that big old black SUV. It's 2 hours later, she pops out all healthy and fine when she couldn't even walk. And she was falling down, and they had to pick her up and put her in that van thing. Take her to the address that is Chelsea's apartment, but is also a healing center. And she goes in there, gets a transfusion, comes out 2 hours later, and she's like a whole new woman. She's lost 40 pounds. She's got a new hairdo. She was gone then. And they're still pretending she's, using body doubles, CGI, and all her fucking nonsense. They did it with RBG, and they're doing it with Gator Boy and his wife. His wife, you can look it up. You can find where that footage still is. She died in like 2013. It's all a game. It's all manipulation. It's all just to fuck with our heads and keep us like, what's going on here? And the biggest thing is we need to not be so focused on their bullshit, because that's all it is just nonstop fucking bullshit. Nonstop lies. It's just nonstop distraction. Why are they spending so much effort to distract you? Because you need to work on you. You need to work on your healing. If they can keep the chaos going, like now, what is this, day 3? Day 3? Nancy's over there, and I saw a girl in Taiwan, and she was saying that they're nonstop doing these, China is doing these missiles, and she showed a map and showed it's all around Taiwan, like going the whole parameter around. They are doing this practice or warning shots or whatever it is they're doing. And she said, the people in Taiwan are so used to this, it's not even affecting them. They're just like going about their day. They don't, so she was just, she was saying some more stuff, but the whole thing is it's just all fucking game. Like all this buildup. Oh, Nancy's coming. Oh, for day. She's flying. Oh, she's boating. However she's getting there, she's going to be there, and they're going to wipe her out. And this is an act of war, and blah, blah, blah. So now it's just more of the fucking bullshit. And well, some of us already know that they're not going to march on us until all of these things are gone, and they want us all to be sick. So that is a big thing to them. They want us all to have these, and no telling, what's in each lot number as it builds. Like, oh my God, the shit that they're putting in people is creepy. So if they are sitting here making threats, well, they're not going to come over here and do shit. They could fucking bomb us, but like, how is that going to work? It's got a big distance to go, so it can be taken down. Like, I don't think they have missiles that can go completely undetected, but see, our government is in on it, so they are a part of it. So that's where you got to trust, like, part of the military isn't under control. Like, we have a division. I think most of the governments have a split, just like most of the collective has a split. When I went up there yesterday and was talking to the HOA secretary, and I was saying, well, I didn't know. I thought maybe we were going to be locked down. We wouldn't even be able to do the barbecue. And it was just, we started having a conversation about the sickness, about the whole thing, because she knows people who are getting it. And I said, I thought we were going to be knocked down or locked down over the pox. And she's like, no, I think he just did that to get emergency money. He just said that. He just had to say that because then he could get emergency money, because we don't want it to have the same thing happen with this as what already happened with the Dovik. Oh, this is where I live. Like, no, I can't. I'm not in alignment here. And so next door, yesterday, so like I said, it's eerie. It's creepy. The fog is all around us all the time. And, my throat hurts going outside and stuff. And those little girls were outside playing all day. And it just was giving me the most eerie kind of feeling. I just kept getting that, what was that movie with Julia Roberts, when she works for that lawyer and she's helping those class action suits over cancer, like all that was true. But it has that part where the mom's sitting there talking to her, and it keeps showing the kids out playing in the pool. And then the kids are just out there playing and having fun, and the mom is just in denial. And then all of a sudden, something clicks, and she runs out to get her kids out of the pool. That's just what I kept thinking. It's like, This mom is just got her kids out playing, thinking this is just normal, like this is her kids' childhood and stuff, not even realizing or considering that they're out there being gassed, like they're being poisoned. So I don't know. There's just so much. To me, I just definitely feel like that is a part of what's going on in my life. Like I'm shifting out of this reality. It really is. It is really shifting out of one reality and moving into another. I don't know how the shift's going to go. I don't know where it is, what's going to happen or anything like that. I know what my intention is. I know what I'm putting out there, that I want to be by water. I want to get a boat. I want to be traveling. And, so that is where I'm sure I'm headed. And, and I don't even know, like, seriously, they could burn down this whole place. Like, we could have to, load our stuff up real quick and go. And then, where do we go? Because they've got the roads where we are trapped. So then it's like you take off walking in a forest fire. Like, I don't know. There's no telling what's going to happen. Everything they're doing is to try and, wipe us out. So, I mean, it would be silly for me to sit here and think like, oh, we're safe, we're fine. The footage and stuff I'm seeing from people from Kentucky, it's fucked. It's horrible. I saw a girl yesterday and she was like begging for people to come and help. And she's like, you guys just don't even know the devastation. It smells like death everywhere. Not just the animals that have died from the floods, but there's dead people. She said it's horrible, horrible nightmare. And those are going to keep going. They're going to keep creating these nightmares. When you really think about it, what is their easiest way to do is destroy each city by itself. So these attacks on individual places, we got to hope for something big. We've got to hope for the big event to come and, because if something big, like they are a lot more effective taking down certain cities. Like, so they go in and flood all those places. How many weapons you think are in Kentucky? How many hunters you think are in Kentucky? How many people just lost all of that stuff? Like, they know what they're doing. This is not by accident. They're doing it all on purpose. They are destroying each individual place to get us to surrender, to need their assistance. We need you, save us, government. And FEMA is all a sham. I mean, you hear that over and over and over for anybody who's dealing with any of these disasters. They're creating the disasters. They're creating the whole system is falling apart to try and grab us, to hold on to us. They want us to go down with this ship. And, it's not going to happen. It's not written in the stars. And what's written in the stars is they are going to, they're imploding themselves, and we are all witnessing it. And we all have to see it because it is helping. It's going to help humanity. It's going to help mankind to witness this. And it is, it's freaking fucked up. I mean, whatever they did with all of these, this other dam. Oh, and also Amy sent me a video. I had never seen these guys before this podcast. And this guy talking, I don't know who he was. It said like interview 201 or something. I don't know. I don't know who he was. But he, I have heard that there's a lot of white hat people who have been released to start, dropping in information to the collective so it spreads that way because it's so outlandish. But you get people like me who believe this stuff and, we start talking about it, gets more people talking about it. And so that is kind of like the, what is that called? It is kind of like the soft, let's see, when they're going to do something, a soft open. So it's like a, kind of a soft open to the whole disclosure. When you start hearing these little bits, and you have to hear it and then you have to process it. Doesn't matter what's true and what's not true. And we don't have to get so caught up in that, because most everything is such an illusion, such a bunch of bullshit. So, but it stimulates our minds. It activates us to being open and aware and being ready for the truth. So, you don't have to get all caught up in like, well, maybe this didn't happen, maybe that didn't happen. Because, they're fucking marketing something that happened last year and they're pretending like it's happening right now. Like, so anyways, this guy was talking about all of these dams and these floods that's flooding out the tunnels. He was talking about that some of these beings that are living in there are fighting. And so, this is all still about the war with the the reptilians. I think there was a lot of people where he had said, I can't say this or I can't say that, but I can say this. But there is people on our side. There is people who are fighting for our rights and trying to take down these people. He said outside the firmament is a huge battle going on. And that is a lot of these weird colors that we're seeing and this weird thunder and lightning. And that is what I said when I was outside and I was getting the thunder weeks and weeks ago. I swear to God, it was a month and a half ago. And I was getting that footage. And I said, it sounds like the Galactic Federation is up there fighting or something. This does not sound like thunder. This sounds like a battle is going on. And after I heard that, I was like, that probably was what I was hearing, was an actual battle that was going on. And, and I think they're going on all over the place. So I do think that that is true, that there is battles going on outside, and if it's outside the firmament. But as the veil is thinning for us, the firmament is thinning, because the veil and the firmament are the same thing. It's all to keep this, keep the vibration intact, kind of, like our vibration is, we can't affect other places. I saw this really cool thing yesterday too. This guy, and I don't know if this is true, but he's on Google Maps and he's sharing, so he goes on Google Maps and he's going to Antarctica. And so he went down and zoomed down and showed it wasn't ice. There was no ice wall. It looked like freaking Scotland or Ireland or something. And that is something that is really talked about now, is that outside the ice wall is more land mass. And that is what they're trying to hide from us, because, it goes against their whole thing, like this problem with resources. If we understand that there's a huge amount of land masses out there, other realities, other places that we can go and exist, but they want to have control over us. But also it had to do with our vibration. Like, there's so much about everything. Like, you can't just talk about one part of it, because there's more parts. Like, this is a very complex thing that is happening in the universe right now with mankind, and this changing of the ages and trying to be here while this huge change is happening. So, and I keep hearing this is the first time that it's ever been done, where, because these resets have happened a lot, but this is the first time that it's been done where we are going to participate in this way, where we're going to, like ride the wave, like the tsunami's coming in, the consciousness that has awareness that is ready is going to ride that wave into the next, the new age. So, because everything's going to change when we get to there. Like, everything is destroying itself right now. And then we're going to have a whole part of rebuilding and healing and all of that stuff. So that is all in our future, is clean up the mess. And, there's going to be some messes. And, I think those guys were even talking about, oh, and I did like those guys were talking about like the division in their community. That's what I keep seeing in all these different communities. Like the spiritual community is very divided. The religious community, oh man, it's really divided. Oh my gosh. The people who have religious followers, like they, there's a whole thing, Christian talk and, all of this religious stuff. And if you are one of those people and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a minute, what about this? Oh my God. And they freak the fuck out. And I don't know. To me, the spiritual thing, I just don't get caught up in all of their bullshit. Because to me, they're just trying to just market it as it's like a slogan. It's just get the t-shirt, buy the crystal it comes with. It's just to make it small, to make it silly, to make it marketable or something. And that's not what it's about. Spirituality is about being in touch with your spirit, living your life through your spirit instead of living it by the parameters that you're giving. You go inside and you look at life through your spirit, which changes your perspective of everything. So, that's the real path. In the real path, you have to face yourself. You have to heal. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of the avatar. You have to realize so many different things because you have to look at things deeper and you have to be prepared. That's why you have to do your healing. We are built with roadblocks inside of us. Like we are just full of obstacles and roadblocks that we need to get over. That is just a part of existence. And so there's nothing wrong with any soul and needing to heal. There's nothing wrong with that. That is why you're here. You're here to face yourself. You're here to heal and to grow and to expand. So anyways, there's just, more weird stuff, more just kind of like, when is the hat going to fall or whatever that saying is? When is that? Because they do have like, to me, it's like they're juggling and they've got way too many balls up. There's not enough jugglers to catch all the balls they've got going. And something's going to crash. And once one thing crashes, it's going to be like crash, 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 crash. It's going to be like a big intersection collision. And everything is just going to go at once. And that is going to be the abrupt awakening that I'm expecting. I still see people who are like, oh, not everyone's meant to wake up. And I just want to be like, when did you wake up? Maybe like a couple months ago? Like, what if we would have all just said, oh, by 2020, oh, well, we're awake. They're not. Well, not everybody's meant to wake up. Let's just go on with our day. Like, no. I think if people are here, they're here for the opportunity to wake up. They're here for the opportunity to heal because that's what all this is about. So I am not in alignment with that. Like, oh, not everybody's here to wake up. If they're not here to wake up, they're going to transition out. They're a part of your awakening. They're a part of your healing because that's all that's going on here. Everything is about that. And people keep wanting to make it about, well, no, it's about these. It's about these. It's about the government. It's about elections. No, it's not. That is just the system exposing itself. All the holes, all of the corruption, all of the bullshit that has been going on is showing itself. It's not because we're going to fix it. It's not because we're going to go in and be like, oh, well, let's just get back to business. Now we've seen the truth. No, it's the end of all of that. There's not going to be anything like you just got to look up about the changing of ages. That's why I keep saying like they're abrupt. Like I don't think just 150 years ago we had giants and we were all living in the 1800s driving around electric cars. Like there's something more to the story. There's something more to all the stories. But it's going to be just as abrupt. We are moving into an age that is going to be high tech. We are going to be high vibration. We're going to be high tech and we're going to be a different kind of society. It's not going to be dog eat dog. It's going to be, everyone is, it is going to be like where we go one, we go all. It is going to be based on that kind of mentality. Like we're going to understand that we're connected. And our choices affect everybody. because there's so many people who don't acknowledge that their choices are affecting others. I had a guy sit and argue with, or not sit and argue with me, but he has come in to something I commented on. It was somebody on some medical thing, and I commented, and then so I started getting people commenting, and this one guy told me, well, not all doctors are bad. I've got some really good friends that are, and they're not all bad. It's like, dude, I'm not fucking saying they're all bad, but if they're working in the system. They're on a script. You can't be working in the system, exposing the system. In order to be a part of the system, you have to be a part of the system. You're a part of the structure. And, a lot of people are out there doing it because they have loans, they have bills, they have licenses, they have all this schooling that they put in, and they don't want to give that up. And maybe some of them do think like, I can change this. I could do something. I could help people. And maybe there's some lucky people out there who do have a doctor who is giving them the proper guidance to not do this, to take care of themselves, to eat right, and to really focus on the health of the avatar. And I don't know. I don't think so. But, there very well could be some out there. But some of the stuff that people are saying, there's way more of the other. Like the pressure that people are getting put on them. There was a girl who just was out asking, like, if somebody could give her information because she went to the GI doctor and suddenly that doctor wanted to give her a tetanus. And she was like, so she took it. She's like, then she got really, really sick. And she's like, I don't think that's what it was. And why was the GI or the OBGYN giving me that? Like, so all of these different comments. I told her about the lot number. They have to keep records. You can go in your chart. You can look. You can see what you got. You have to ask for the records. You have to look in. And if they don't have it right in the part, like usually your chart is divided into sections, and there'll be a section of everything that you've put into you. And then a section of, like your test results, your labs, and then doctor's notes. So you have all these different sections. So it can be that they didn't put it in the right place and they put it in the doctor's notes, put the little sticker there. But there's a little sticker that comes and you have to put it on. I mean, that's all legalities. And if they're not doing that, you even have a bigger lawsuit. But when they're lying to you, so she's not the only one. There's other people. And there's doctors saying, if you don't, get the hell out of my practice, putting pressure on people and doing all sorts of stuff. So, they're playing along for whatever reason, but it's going to end them up in the trials of whatever they're going to end up calling this. It's going to be just like, I think, make Nuremberg look like the soft open. It's going to be intense. And I think it's been going for years. And also, oh my God, the footage of Alex Jones. Oh my God. Somebody made the best meme or whatever it's called out of his court thing. It's so good because he's in there and the prosecutor or defense, whoever it is that's going after him. So the prosecutor is questioning him and says something about, so you say blah, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah, what do you mean? Talking about what Epstein and Hillary do together or something like that. And in the meme, it seems like maybe it's Joe Rogan, like these three commentators over here are on edge, like they're watching a game, and they're waiting for the big moment. And then all of a sudden he says that and they all jump up and start cheering and stuff. It gets you so excited because it is so true. And they really are going after him. And what's so crazy too is because like now while you have these people who are awakening, you have now these new liberal conspiracy theorists, and they're like, with Ivana and now with Alex, and now they're seeing Alex as this certain things on his computer, and they're like, big news, people, big news, It's like, yeah, but if you really were a conspiracy theorist, you would know that that's implanted. That's what they do. They implant information to tear people down. Like, there's like an endless list of people that has happened to. It's what they do. So, yeah, I'm not going to, that he's got all this stuff stashed on his computer and he's out there like, oh, you won't mess with me. Bullshit. Bullshit. He's been out there exposing these people for so long, you know, and I don't watch him. The only way I see him is when people keep sharing him. And everything I always see, I'm always like, man, this guy is cool. He's a little loose cannon. But he really is like exposing the truth, and he really is super intense. Like he's a character, that's for sure. But you know, no, I don't. I'm not buying it that he has got his whole stash of kitty, you know, stuff on there, and he thinks he can just get away with that while he's going after all these other ones. Okay. But yeah, the new conspiracy there, the liberal conspiracy theorists, oh, they've jumped on that. So anyways, I don't know where it's all headed. Like when I was up there talking to the HOA secretary, you know, and the stuff she was saying was so different of a perspective than what I had. And I was just like, man, where is this division going? Where is this all headed? Like, are some of these people going to not just not wake up, but is it part of their plan to just not awaken to that so that they don't have to deal with it? Like, I think everything is for them to awaken to deal with. That's what your soul is here to do. Like, just think about it logically. Why would your soul be going through this? If you start going in and you start reading about reincarnation and understanding about soul cycles and soul journey and incarnation and everything out there in the universe, you start going in and understanding that, and then you just have to be logical. Like, what are people here for? What is happening on the planet? What is happening, and why would souls be here? So it is about expansion. It isn't like some souls are here accidentally, like they didn't know where they were going. Oh, you know, no, everyone is here for the same purpose. So, you know, I don't know, you know, I feel like my time is up in this place where I'm at, because it's so out of alignment with me, and it's so creepy. Like, it's just sad because I love sitting outside and stuff, and Stella keeps getting so mad at me that I don't want to just sit outside. But it is literally fog. Like, you can see we are surrounded by this fog. There's no birds. There's no squirrels. There's no fucking spider. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, you know, it's going to be just, I lost my other houses because it's going to be a time I'm going to lose this one. I don't know. I just, there's so much stuff that I used to worry about and care about and think about that now it's just like, whatever. Forest fire comes in and burns it down. Like, that's what they're doing. I mean, and I'm not going to be held back by that. I'm not going to, you know, oh, it's the end or anything like that. No, it's just the beginning. And I'm not letting them hold me back. And, you know, they want to come in here and try and attack me through the astral, through consciousness or whatever. I'm just going to keep fighting back. And, you know, I don't know where it's all going to take us, but I feel like we're headed to a good place. And this is just the battle to get there. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are under attack and just don't have the awareness of it. But when you do, like, they're not just out there attacking us in the physical. They've got a plan, and they're coming after us. Like, and they want to shut some of us up. They don't want people to understand. You know, like, you lose a lot of control over people if people know that they won't die. So keep telling people that they won't die, you know, then they've got nothing to fear. So you lose a lot of control. Anyways, somebody's calling. So I will talk to you later.